The Chechen language is spoken by more than 1.4 million people, mostly in Chechnya and by Chechen people elsewhere. It is a member of the Northeast Caucasian languages. Classification: it is a member of the NAC branch of the Northeast Caucasian language family, together with Inush and Bats. Dialects equals, there are a number of Chechen dialects: Akish, Chantish, Chbaloish, Malkish, Nokshmorkkorkoish, Ostkoish, Sharoish, Shirotoish, Turluish, Itemkalish, and Haimoish. The Kisti dialect of Georgia is not easily understood by northern Chechens without a few days' practice. One difference in pronunciation is that Kisti aspirated consonants remain aspirated when doubled or after, whereas they lose their aspiration in other dialects in these situations. Dialects of Chechen can be classified by their geographic position within the Chechen Republic. The dialects of the northern lowlands are often referred to as Oroy-Muat, and the dialect of the southern mountain tribes is known as Lairmore-Muat. Oroy-Muat forms the basis for much of the standard and literary Chechen language, which can largely be traced to the regional dialects of Urus Martin and contemporary Grisi. Lairmore dialects include Chbaloish, Sharoish, Itemkalish, Kisti, and Haimoish. Until recently, however, Himoi was undocumented and was considered a branch of Sharoish, as many dialects are also used as the basis of intertribal communication within a larger Chechen Takhum. By many linguists' estimates, Lairmore dialects are more conservative and remain more faithful to the Proto-Euro-Chechen language, as many of these dialects lack a number of vowels found in the standard language, which is the result of an Indo-European-like umlaut spread. Additionally, the Himoi dialect preserves word final, post-tonic vowels as a schwa, unregistered trademark, indicating Lairmore and Oroy dialects were already separate at the time that Oroy dialects were undergoing umlaut. Geographic distribution: according to the Russian census of 2010, 1,350,000 people reported being able to speak Chechen. Official status equals, Chechen is an official language of Chechnya. Jordan equals, Chechens in Jordan have good relations with the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan and are able to practice their own culture and language. Chechen language usage is strong among the Chechen community in Jordan. Chechens are bilingual in both Chechen and Arabic, but do not speak Arabic among themselves, only speaking Chechen to other Chechens, sometimes disciplining and punishing children for using Arabic at home. Some Jordanian Chechens are literate in Chechen as well, having managed to read and write to people visiting Jordan from Chechnya. Phonology: some characteristics of Chechen include its wealth of consonants and sounds similar to Arabic and the Cilician languages of North America, as well as a large vowel system resembling those of Swedish and German. Consonants equals, the Chechen language has, like most indigenous languages of the Caucasus, a large number of consonants, about 40 to 60, far more than in most European languages. Typical of the region, a four-way distinction between voiced, voiceless, ejective, and geminate fortis stops is found. Nearly any consonant may be fortis because of focus gemination, but only the ones above are found in roots. The consonants of the T-cylinder denti alveolar. The others of that column are alveolar. Is a back velar, but not quite uvular. The lateral may be velarized, unless it's followed by a front vowel. The trill is usually articulated with a single contact, and therefore sometimes described as a tap, E3/4. Except in the literary register, and even then only for some speakers, the voiced affricates have merged into the fricatives. Is found only in European loan words. Appears both in diphthongs and as a consonant. As a consonant, it has an allophone, v, before front vowels. The approximately 20 pharyngealized consonants do not appear in the table above. Labial, alveolar, and post-alveolar consonants may be pharyngealized, except for ejectives. Pharyngealized consonants do not occur in verbs or adjectives, and in nouns and adverbs they occur predominantly before the low vowel /a, b/. Except when following a consonant, is phonetically, currency, and can be argued to be a glottal stop before a pharyngealized vowel. However, it does not have the distribution constraints characteristic of the anterior pharyngealized consonants. Although these may be analyzed as an anterior consonant plus, Nichols argues that given the severe constraints against consonant clusters in Chechen, it is more useful to analyze them as single consonants. The voiceless alveolar trill contrasts with a voiced version, but only occurs in two roots, VWO or H7, and BAR H8. Vowels equals. Unlike most other languages of the Caucasus, Chechen has an extensive inventory of vowels, about 44, more than most languages of Europe. Many of the vowels are due to umlaut, which is highly productive in the standard dialect. None of the spelling systems used so far have distinguished the vowels with complete accuracy. All vowels may be nasalized. Nasalization is imposed by the genitive, infinitive, and for some speakers the nominative case of adjectives. Nasalization is not strong, but it is audible even in final vowels, which are devoiced. Some of the diphthongs have significant allophony, equals, e gamma, ene, we. Equals, ya, ye. Equals, wo, a unregistered trademark. In closed syllables, long vowels become short in most dialects, but are often still distinct from short vowels, though which remain distinct depends on the dialect, and are in complementary distribution but speakers strongly feel that they are distinct sounds. Pharyngeal Ization appears to be a feature of the consonants, though some analyses treat it as a feature of the vowels. However, Nichols argues that this does not capture the situation in Chechen well, whereas it is more clearly a feature of the vowel in Inush, Chechen, Tsuiai-1, Inush, CE currency, which he analyzes as and. Vowels have a delayed murmured onset after pharyngealized voiced consonants and a noisy aspirated onset after pharyngealized voiceless consonants. The high vowels are diphthongized, e unregistered trademark I, e unregistered trademark Y, e unregistered trademark U, whereas the diphthongs undergo metathesis, ej, ow. Phonotactics equals, Chechen permits syllable initial clusters /stpxtx/ and non-initial /xrl/ plus any consonant and any obstruent plus a uvula of the same manner. Only cluster of 3 consonants to be permitted is. Grammar. Chechen is an agglutinative language with an ergative euro-absolutive morphosyntactic alignment. Chechen nouns belong to one of several genders or classes, each with a specific prefix with which the verb or an accompanying adjective agrees. However, Chechen is not a pro-drop language. Subject pronouns are always used in simple sentences and the verb does not agree with the subject or object's person or number, having only tense forms and participles. Among these are an optative and an antipassive. Some verbs, however, do not take these prefixes. Chechen is an ergative, dependent marking language using 8 cases and a large number of postpositions to indicate the role of nouns in sentences. Word order is consistently left branching, so that adjectives, demonstratives and relative clauses precede the nouns they modify. Complementizers and adverbial subordinators, as in other Northeast and in Northwest Caucasian languages, are affixes rather than independent words. Chechen also presents interesting challenges for lexicography, as creating new words in the language relies on fixation of whole phrases rather than adding to the end of existing words or combining existing words. It can be difficult to decide which phrases belong in the dictionary, because the language's grammar does not permit the borrowing of new verbal morphemes to express new concepts. Instead, the verb dan is combined with nominal phrases to correspond with new concepts imported from other languages. Noun classes equals. Chechen nouns are divided into classes. The class of the noun does not affect the form of the noun itself, but changes the prefix of the accompanying adjective or the verb. The first of these classes applies to human beings and hence can be divided into masculine and feminine. The other classes, however, are much more arbitrary. In a few words, changing the prefixes before the nouns indicates grammatical gender. Thus, VTH 3/4 angstrom AAAA. When a noun denotes a human being, it falls into the male or female class accordingly. Thus la Lakshua is class 1, but takes V of a male neighbor and Y of a female. Some nouns denoting human beings, however, are not in Class 1, bara for example is in Class 3. To see how the combination of the nouns work with the noun class prefixes, let us take the verb you, and the adjective isa, vth 3/4 angstrom av isa vu, eala y isa yu, zuda y isa yu zadari b isa bu, bara d isa du, kama d isa du. Equals declension equals, Chechen nouns decline in 8 basic cases, singular and plural. Below the paradigm for gove. Equals pronouns equals, possessive pronouns, the locative still has a few further forms for specific positions. Equals verbs equals, verbs do not inflect for person, only for number and tense, aspect, mood. A minority of verbs exhibit agreement prefixes, and these agree with either their subject or with their objects, with the important note that verbs in compound continuous tenses have the auxiliary verb agree with the subject and the main verb and participial form agree with the object, provided that the subject is left in the absolutive case. If the subject of a transitive verb is marked ergative case, then the auxiliary can only agree with the direct object of the verb. Example of verbal agreement in intransitive clause with a composite verb. Th 3/4 nn noeth degree th 1/2 n th degree n nth micron n no th squared th 3/4 th cubed th n florin n euro th squared n florin equals I will come in 1 hour, th 3/4 nn noeth degree th 1/2 n th degree n nth micron n no th to the first th 3/4 th cubed th n florin n euro n equals I will come in 1 hour, where the verb's future stem th 3/4. Th cubed th n florin n euro, and the auxiliary n florin receive the prefix v for a masculine subject but y for a feminine subject. Verbal tenses are formed by ablaut or suffixes, or both. Derived stems can be formed by suffixation as well. Alphabets. Numerous inscriptions in the Georgian script are found in mountainous Chechnya, but they are not necessarily in Chechen. Later, the Arabic script was introduced for Chechen, along with Islam. The Chechen Arabic alphabet was first reformed during the reign of Imam Shamil, and then again in 1910, 1920, and 1922. At the same time, the alphabet devised by Peter von Uslar, consisting of Cyrillic, Latin, and Georgian letters, was used for academic purposes. In 1911 it too was reformed but never gained popularity among the Chechens themselves. The Latin alphabet was introduced in 1925. It was unified with English in 1934, but abolished in 1938. In 1938–92, only the Cyrillic alphabet was used for Chechen. Notes equals. In 1992, a new Latin Chechen alphabet was introduced, but after the defeat of the secessionist government, the Cyrillic alphabet was restored. Vocabulary. Most Chechen vocabulary is derived from the Nak branch of the Northeast Caucasian language family, although there are significant minorities of words derived from Arabic and a smaller amount from Turkic, belonging to the Universal Caucasian stratum of borrowings, and most recently Russian. History. Before the Russian conquest, most writing in Chechnya consisted of Islamic texts and clan histories, written usually in Arabic but sometimes also in Chechen using Arabic script. Those texts were largely destroyed by Soviet authorities in 1944. The Chechen literary language was created after the October Revolution, and the Latin script began to be used instead of Arabic for Chechen writing in the mid-1920s. In 1938, the Cyrillic script was adopted, in order to tie the nation closer to Russia. With the declaration of the Chechen Republic in 1992, some Chechen speakers returned to the Latin alphabet. The Chechen diaspora in Jordan, Turkey, and Syria is fluent but generally not literate in Chechen except for individuals who have made efforts to learn the writing system, and of course the Cyrillic alphabet is not generally known in these countries. The choice of alphabet for Chechen is politically significant. Russia prefers the use of Cyrillic, whereas the separatists prefer Latin. References. External links. Appendix, Cyrillic script, the Cyrillic and Latin Chechen alphabets, the Chechen language Noxian Mot wealth of linguistic information. RFERL North Caucasus Radio,
Russiana Euro-Chechen Online Dictionary, Chechen Basic Lexicon at the Global Lexicostatistical Database, Chechen Cyrillic, Latin Converter.